So let's talk about the United Methodist Church and evangelicalism. The United Methodist Church is a mainline Christian denomination. Mainline Christian denominations like the United Methodist Church, United Church of Christ, the Episcopal Church are not considered historically evangelical. However, in the United Methodist Church, there are quite a few evangelicals. I've pastored many churches with people who self-identify as evangelical. Now, here's why evangelicals often come into the United Methodist Church in the southern states of which I've been a part. In the 1970s, 80s, 90s, and even today, if an evangelical became divorced, they were not allowed to be in a leadership role within their church. And I know of many evangelicals who left an evangelical church and joined a United Methodist Church because they went through a divorce. These were both men and women. They were no longer allowed in leadership roles. And the United Methodist Church has been more accepting of people who are divorced. This is one reason many evangelicals came into the UMC. Another reason, which you might find funny, is alcohol. That's right. I cannot count the number of people who told me they went to an evangelical church, but they like to have a drink every now and then, and their evangelical churches condemned them for it. That's right. I had parishioners tell me that, and they said flat out they came into the United Methodist Church because they knew they would not be condemned for having a drink. Now, the third reason many evangelicals came into the UMC in the 70s and 80s, and I've been told this by quite a few evangelicals, is politics. That's right, politics. In the 1970s and the 1980s, as more and more evangelical Christians began joining the Republican Party, and the Republican Party began lining up with evangelicals, I found a number of lifelong Democrats who told me they joined the United Methodist Church because they could still be a Democrat and not be demonized for it by an evangelical church. That's right. They were demonized from the pulpits and told explicitly, you can't be a Christian and be a Democrat. And that is yet another way evangelicals came into the UMC. I'm going to tag some other people in this video, and maybe they'll give some input as well. Thanks for tuning in.